I just caught my fiancée cheating. Yeah, and you want to know who she was cheating with? My father. And that's only the beginning of the story. I'm going to tell you guys right now, this is the wildest saga that I've read in months, and I am so excited to have every single update. This is a 40-minute video of the most outrageous story you've probably heard in a long, long time. So you know what? Let's get into it. I'm 27, male. I never thought I'd be one of those people writing their drama on the internet in the middle of the morning. But I'm sitting in my office, the parking lot to be specific, and all I need is to tell someone before I lose my mind and do something I'm going to regret. This is what I consider very long, but I need to get it all out. I met Lena 7 years ago in college. She was a freshman, I was a sophomore, and we lived in the same dorm building, one of those ancient brick buildings where the radiators clank all night and you could hear everything through the wall. First time we really talked was during a fire drill at 3 a.m. in October. She was standing outside in pajama pants and a tank top, shivering. I gave her my hoodie. I know it sounds like a movie meet, cute, right? But turns out we were from the same area. Our hometowns were literally just 2 towns apart, maybe 15 minutes of a drive, that's really it. And my town had the good pizza place. Hers had the only Target for miles. That's kind of close. Started giving her rides home on weekends since I was going anyways. Those drives became everything. 3 hours each way of talking about music. She loves indie stuff I've never heard of, and I got her into classic rock and roll. Our families, our fears about graduating, stupid dreams that we had. After a few months of rides and late-night study sessions in the common room, she was a pre-med by the way, I was business, so mostly we just kept each other company while we were stressed out. I finally asked her out, and she said yes, before I even finished the sentence. We told our families pretty early, and both of us come from one of those tight-knit, Sunday dinners every week types of families. My parents, Damien and Kendra, absolutely loved her from day one. Dad especially, always joking that she was the daughter they never had, that I better not mess this up, buddy, that kind of thing. Her parents were more reserved but warm. I would drop her off at their house after our drives and her mom would invite me in for coffee. Her dad would shake my hand and ask about school. They were good people. So fast forward through college. I graduated first, moved back home, and got a job at a marketing firm in the city about 30 minutes from our hometown. Decent pay, good benefits, the kind of job that makes parents proud. I visited Lena every weekend I could. She would come home on breaks and we made it work. When she graduated, she landed a job at a hospital in the same city. Their residency program was competitive as hell, but she got in. We got a 2-bedroom apartment together. The second bedroom became her study and my gaming room. 3 years living together, 3 years of Saturday morning farmers market trips, of her stealing my hoodies, of me learning to cook because she lived on coffee and whatever the hospital cafeteria had. That's 3 years of building what I thought was a life. 6 months ago, I proposed. I did it at the spot where we had our first kiss, this little park near campus. She ugly cried. She said yes, and we started planning. Venues booked, photographer hired, her dress was picked out. Our families were thrilled. Mom starts crying when we told them, and Dad clapped me on the back so hard it hurt, kept saying how proud he was. Looking back now, I can see the signs. They started about a year ago, maybe more. Dad began calling Lena directly sometimes. At first it was stuff that made sense, like planning surprise parties for Mom's 50th, asking her medical opinion about his back pain since he was, in pain and she's a doctor. Then it became more frequent. They would text, have these side conversations at family dinners while I was helping Mom in the kitchen, inside jokes I was not a part of. I asked Lena about it once, just casually, and she said Dad was like the father she wished that she had. Hers was good but distant, and Dad was so warm and involved. It made me happy that they got along. What kind of red flag is your fiancé being close with your family? Right? There was this one time, maybe 3 months ago, Lena was in the shower and her phone kept buzzing on the nightstand. I glanced over and Dad was calling. Weird for 9 p.m. on a Tuesday, but I answered, thinking maybe something was wrong with Mom. Oh, hey Dad, Lena's in the shower. Everything okay? Silence, and then an annoyed voice said, "Oh, Owen, I was calling Lena." Yeah, I can see that, Dad. What's up? Just wanted to ask her professional opinion about something for your mother's birthday. I'll text her, don't worry about it. And then he hung up. I told Lena when she got out, and she just laughed, said he probably wanted it to be a surprise for me too. I mean, made sense at the time. I am such an idiot. Thursday, it started completely normal. Lena has Thursdays off from the hospital. She made breakfast, these amazing pancakes that she only makes when she has time. Scrambled eggs, bacon, the works. Kissed me goodbye at the door and told me to do great at the Morrison presentation. She actually remembered the client's name and said she loved me? The morning was normal. Lena texted me little stuff, like 10:47, she said, "Should I hang your shirts on a hanger or fold them?" At 11 o'clock, she says, "Your mother called about Easter dinner. I said we would be bringing desserts." And then an hour later, she said that she misses me. And then an hour after that, thinking pasta for dinner? That place you like? I don't know. I realized that I left the Morrison proposal on the kitchen table. The physical copies I needed for the 3 p.m. meeting, oh hell, I could have reprinted them, but our printer at work was down and the presentation had color-coded charts that looked like crap in black and white. Plus Morrison was old school and hated digital presentations. I decided to just run home quick during lunch. I mean, come on, it's 15-minute drive each way, grab the papers, nobody would even notice I was gone. I didn't text Lena because I didn't want to seem like I was checking up on her or forget something important again. She always teases me about being forgetful, so I pull into our apartment complex at 12:43 exactly. Yeah, I know the exact time because I checked my phone thinking I had plenty of time left to get back to work. So there's a black Mercedes in visitor parking that looks exactly like Dad's. Same model, same year, even has the same stupid "my other car is a golf cart" bumper sticker Mom got him as a joke. But Dad works 40 minutes away in the opposite direction. Must be someone else's car. Maybe he let Mom borrow it and she went to visit my girlfriend. But Mom usually texts when she's coming over. I go upstairs to our third-floor apartment, put my key in the lock, and turn it quietly. I didn't want to startle Lena if she was napping, and I opened up the door. There's clothes on the floor in the hallway. A man's white dress shirt. Dad wears white dress shirts to work. Lena's purple bra. The one I bought her for Valentine's Day. A black leather belt, her yoga pants, men's dress socks, her underwear? They made a trail down our hallway, past the photos of us on the wall, past the spot where we hung her medical degree, straight to our bedroom door. My brain just stopped working like someone unplugged it. I stood there staring at the clothes for probably 30 seconds, not moving, not breathing, just looking. Then the sounds registered, coming from our bedroom. Yeah, moaning, or whatever you call it. Lena's voice makes sounds I know well. A man's voice deep, the rhythmic squeak of a bed frame, the ones we picked out together at IKEA, arguing playfully about whether we needed the more expensive mattress, and guess what, she won. Anyways, my hands moved without me thinking. Phone out, camera on, recording. I need proof. Proof this was real. Proof I wasn't having some kind of breakdown. I picked up their clothes, still recording, and threw them out in the apartment building hallway, every piece, then walked out of the bedroom door. It was cracked open maybe 6 inches, enough to see movement, enough to hear clearly everything. I stood there recording for a minute, probably, the longest minute of my life. I could see them through the crack, and it was my father's back, and well, I'm not going to explain the rest. Then I reached in and flipped the light switch on. They both jerked apart. Lena screamed. Dad spun around, and for a second his face was just confused, like he didn't understand why the lights were on. Then he saw me. Then he saw the phone. We all just stared at each other. Nobody moved, like it was a blinking game. Nobody breathed, and Dad's face went from confused to panicked. "Turn that off!" That's what he said, scrambling for something to cover himself while grabbing one of our towels from the floor. "Son, turn that dang phone off now." He wrapped the towel around his waist and stepped toward me, reaching for the phone, and he said, "Give it to me. Turn it off and give it to me." "If you don't want to get hurt," I said, "stop moving." He lunged for the phone anyways, maybe the thought I wouldn't do something. Maybe he thought I was still his little boy who wouldn't dare raise a hand to him. I punched him, cold clocked him in the face McGregor style. Hard, right hook to the jaw. All those years of gym frustration, all that anger that hadn't even fully formed yet, went into that punch. His head snapped back, hit the door frame with his wet thud sound I'll never forget. Then he went down like the Titanic. Just crumbled. Lena was shrieking, trying to cover herself with our sheets. Scrambling backward onto the bed, she was screaming, "Owen! Oh my gosh, Owen, wait, please, we can explain." We? But she can't explain. Just sat there, mouth open and closing like a fish, no words coming out. I kept recording. Panned the camera to her, worried about your little buddy here, but nothing to say to your fiancé, huh? She starts crying, not like pretty tears, ugly snot snobbing. Dad groaned on the floor, starting to come about. Blood was dripping from my hands and the door frame. I remember thinking Lena would be mad about the stain, then remembered it didn't matter anymore. "I just came here for some paperwork, kiddo. I'm going back to work now. If either of you are here when I get back, I'm sending this video to everyone. Your job, her parents, mom, our entire family, your church even. Everyone on Facebook. Everyone." Dad was trying to sit up, hand on his jaw where I hit him. I looked down at him, this man who taught me to ride a bike, who came to every baseball game, who gave the toast at my college graduation saying he was proud of the man I became. I said, "You're dead to me. You're not my father anymore. Go home and tell Mom before I do." I walked out, left from there, and Lena was crying, calling my name, and Dad was trying to stand up. I grabbed the Morrison paper from the kitchen table, because somehow my brain was still tracking that I need it, and I left. Well, I just sat in my car in the parking lot for what I would say is 10 minutes worth, maybe 15, and my hands were shaking so bad I couldn't even grip the steering wheel. There was blood on my knuckles, his or mine, I didn't really know, I didn't care. My phone kept ringing, Lena, Lena, Lena. I declined every single call. Brill called, asking where I was with the papers. I had to answer that one. On my way back, I said, "You okay? You sound weird." I'm fine, be there in 10. I drove on autopilot. I parked, I walked into the building, into Brill's office, handed her the papers, and she looked at me with her face immediately knowing. "Oh, and what the hell? You're bleeding." I looked down, there was blood on my collar. His blood from the door frame must have splattered when he hit. "It's not mine." "What do you mean it's not yours?" "It's my father's." "Owen, what happened? Do I need to call?" I pulled out my phone, showed her the video, and her face went from concerned to confused to absolutely horrified. When the light flipped on and she saw who it was, she met Lena at multiple work events, company Christmas parties. Her jaw literally dropped. She said, "Holy hell. Owen, holy hell, did this just happen?" 40 minutes ago. "Go home, take the rest of the day off, take tomorrow off, hell, take whatever you need." I can't go home. They might still be there, and I have the Morrison meeting." "Forget the Morrison meeting, are you out of your mind?" No, I need to do the meeting. I need something normal, please." "Okay, but I'm sitting in on it, and then you're taking time off whether you like it or not." I changed into the spare shirt I keep in my office, washed the blood off my knuckles in the bathroom, and splashed cold water on my face until I looked less like I wanted to commit a felony. I did the meeting. I nailed it, actually. Morrison loved the proposal and signed on for another year. Shook my hand and said I was going places, buddy. Brill kept shooting me looks the entire time like she couldn't believe I was functioning. So, after Morrison left, she pulled me into her office again. "How did you just do that? How did you just sit there and pitch like nothing happened?" "I don't know." "Owen, you need help. You need to process this. You need something." Well, respectfully, I need to figure out what the hell I'm going to do. And suddenly I felt exhausted, like someone pulled the plug on whatever was keeping me upright. I said, "My mom doesn't know. The wedding is in 4 months for me. We have an apartment together. They were in my bed, Brill, my bed. She made the breakfast this morning, pancakes. She made me pancakes and then had fun with my father." I started to laugh. I couldn't stop, and Brill looked terrified. Okay, you're in shock. You're definitely in shock. Do you have somewhere to go tonight, somewhere you can stay? I don't. All our friends were mutual friends. My family was, well, done. I'll figure it out. Owen? I'll figure it out. I left. Sat in my car in the office parking lot at 11 p.m. reading stories about infidelity online, trying to figure out what the hell to do. And that's when I started to type this. It's now 3 o'clock in the morning and I'm still in the parking lot. They've each called about 50 times. Text from Lena said, please answer, we need to talk, it's not what you think. I love you, please. And, well, text from Dad said, son, we need to discuss this like men. Don't do anything rash, don't do anything stupid, think about your mom. This doesn't have to destroy everything. I haven't responded. Haven't called Mom, haven't been back to the apartment, I don't know what the hell to do. My entire life just exploded. The two people I trusted most in this world were messing around with each other. My dad? My fiancé? The foundation of everything I thought I knew, it's gone. So I guess my question is, am I the a-hole for punching my father, for threatening them, for wanting to burn it down? Because right now I feel like sending that video to everyone they know and watching their lives implode like mine just did. I don't know what I'm going to do when the sun comes up. What's up, everybody? Oh my gosh. I could never imagine being in this situation, but this story is far from over. There's multiple updates that OP has posted, and the first update comes out exactly 3 days later. And if you thought the first part was interesting, oh man, buckle your socks, because this one is going to go crazy. Update number 1. I didn't really expect this to blow up like it did. Thank you to everybody who did respond. Thank you. I did end up reading every single comment, even if I could not reply. You kept me from doing something so stupid those first few nights. Friday morning, after sleeping in my car, I tried calling Mom at around 8 a.m., no answer, so I called again. Voice mail again and again and again, 12 times, but nothing. I knew what that meant. Dad got to her first with some bullcrap story. I had to tell her in person before this gets worse. I called in sick to work. Brill had already told HR I was dealing with a family emergency. The drive to my parents' house was hell. It's only 20 minutes, but I had to pull over twice just to throw up. Just dry heaving, I call it, on the side of the road, thinking about what I was about to do and tell my mom. How do you tell someone their 28-year marriage is a lie? How do you tell your mom that her husband is messing around with your fiancé? I sat there in the driveway for 5 minutes, trying to figure out what to say. The house looks so normal. Mom's garden gnomes, Dad's stupid boat that he never even uses, the basketball hoop he put up when I was 12. Before I could get out, the front door flew open and Mom came storming out. I've never seen her face like that, pure rage. She says, how dare you? You come here. How dare you show your face after what you did? I just stood there, key still in my hand, as she tore into me. Your father tried to break up a fight between you and Lena, and you assaulted him. You gave him a concussion. He could barely drive home, and you threatened Lena? What kind of man threatens a woman? I didn't raise you to be an abuser. That word abuser. Abuser. That's what she's calling me from my mother. It wasn't over, she kept going. Lena called me crying. That poor girl is absolutely terrified of you. She says that you've been controlling, jealous, following her around, and now violence? Thank God she's getting away from you. Your father says she's not ready to forgive you, and honestly, I hope she never does if she's smart. I was almost laughing at this point, just stood there taking it. My legs felt like water. My chest felt crushed. My own mom, the woman who band-aided my skinned knees and stayed up all nights when I had the flu, calling me an abuser, choosing them. Are you even listening to me? Say something. Okay. Mom, he's hooking up with my fiancé. What? Dad, I saw them. I caught them red-handed in my bed. I have a video. Her face went from rage to confusion to shock. She says, that's disgusting. How dare you make up something so vile? I pulled out my phone, texted her the video link and said, watch this, I'm leaving. She fumbled with her phone, hand shaking, opened the link, and I watched her face as she watched before I could leave. The color drained out of it, and she got to the part where I turned on the lights and saw them. Saw Dad's face, and she dropped the phone. Mom? She whispered, No, this can't be. It happened Thursday in my apartment in my bed. Stop, just stop. I tried to call you, I tried to tell you first, but you chose to believe them without even asking me, without even wondering why your son, who's never been violent a day in his life, who saves bees when they're dying, gives them sugar, would suddenly attack his own father. She shanked down onto the porch step sobbing, and I wanted to comfort her. I wanted her to comfort me, but there was this canyon between us now. You called me an abuser. You said you didn't raise me to be the kind of man, and you know what? You were right. You didn't. You raised me to be the kind of man who trusts his family, who believes in love, who thinks his parents' marriage is what it's me to aspire to. And it's all crap. Owen, please. Oh, Mom, don't expect to see me again. You're a crappy mother, and he is a crappy father. I got into my car and drove away. In the rearview mirror, I could see her still on the steps, head in her hands. So, back at the apartment, I became a machine. Boxed up everything of Lena's. Her clothes, including that purple bra, threw it directly into the trash. Her medical journals, her ridiculous collection of succulents, the throw pillows that she insisted we needed, even though, well, they just ended up on the floor every night, her fancy shampoo that cost more than my groceries, everything. Labeled each box clearly and stacked them by the door. Then I went through and packed up anything related to my family. The photo from Mom and Dad's 25th anniversary where we all looked so happy. The watch Dad gave me for graduation, the quilt Mom made me when I first moved out, the birthday cards, Christmas ornaments, all of it. Into storage unit boxes they went. Found our engagement photos on the nightstand, and man, we just seemed to look so happy. I remember that day. The photographer kept telling us, wow, y'all look in love, and we couldn't stop laughing because we were. Threw it on the trash, heard the glass shatter, and I said, good. I texted Lena's parents from my phone, kept it simple and respectful. They didn't do this, they're good people. I promise you, they're good people. I said, guys, I need to inform you that Lena and I will not be getting married. I've discovered that she's been having an affair. I know this must be shocking, and I'm sorry you have to find out this way. You've always been nothing but kind to me, and I want you to know. I have no ill will toward you. Lena's belongings are packed and ready for pickup at our apartment. I think it would be best if you or someone else you know could collect them so she doesn't have to come back. I do wish you guys the best, though. Owen. There was no response. 3 days now and nothing. So Saturday I sent a group email to all the vendors. I canceled everything. I lost everything of the deposits, $8,000 worth, all gone. Dad had paid for half as the engagement gift, and the irony is not lost on me. The apartment feels so wrong now, like it's poisoned. I can't sleep in the bedroom. I tried the first night and ended up on the bathroom floor having a panic attack at 3 a.m. Can't use the kitchen, keep seeing her making those pancakes, smiling at me, knowing what she was going to do 3 hours after that. Even the couch feels contaminated because we picked it out together. Tested like 50 couches that day, being that annoying couple who laid down on each one. Started looking for a new place immediately and followed the advice on the internet. Made appointments for disease testing on Monday and found a therapist who had an opening next week. Backed up the video to 3 different cloud services and a USB drive, and I gave it to Brill for safekeeping. My phone won't stop ringing. In the last 3 days, I've had 49 missed calls from Lena, 27 from my father, 18 from Mom with various text messages, like, please, let me explain, you're overreacting, blah blah blah. Think about what you're throwing away. My favorite is from Dad. Son, men sometimes make mistakes with women. Don't let one error in judgment destroy our family. Please, I'm begging you. What? One error in judgment like he tripped and landed on top of my girlfriend? Or fiancé, I should say. I'm actually staying inside of a hotel now. I can't be in that apartment. Brill offered her guest room, but I can't impose. Milo said his couch is mine as long as I need it. Might take him up on it, you know. I don't know how people survive this. How do you rebuild when your entire foundation was rotten? When the people you trusted most are the ones who destroyed you? Tomorrow I see a therapist, and Tuesday is the disease testing. Wednesday I look at Cab and Milo around for rent. One day at a time. One day at a time, I guess. That's all I really have. Update number 2. It's been exactly 2 weeks since the first update. Hey guys, I'm actually typing this from my new place. I'm still not okay. I started therapy with Marissa. It's a first session. I just word vomited for 50 minutes straight. I told her absolutely everything, showed her the video, and when she asked if I was sure about what I saw, I wasn't offended. Gaslighting is real and she needed to know I wasn't having delusions. She had to take a moment after watching it. She said in 15 years of practice, she had never seen someone have to deal with betrayal this deep, not from both partner and parent simultaneously. Well, the testing is done. That as well. And I'm waiting for the results. The nurse was incredibly kind to me, said that she sees this more than you would think, which I thought was insane. Gave me some pamphlets about trauma and betrayal. Cried in my car afterward, yeah, grown man. The cabin Milo found is perfect. It's on the outskirts of the city, surrounded by woods, can't hear neighbors, can't hear traffic, just trees and birds and silence. It's older, needs a bit of work, but you know what? It's fully furnished in month-to-month payment, no contract. The landlord didn't ask questions about why I needed something so quickly. The commute is roughly 45 minutes each way versus a 10-minute walk, but hey, the distance just feels necessary to survive. Like I'm physically putting space between me and my old life. Only Milo knows where I live now. I haven't told anyone else, not even Brill. Lena and my parents have no way to find me, and I simply want to keep it that way. My phone is a nightmare. Had to put it on silent permanently at this point, and the texts just keep coming in. Please, Owen, let me explain. It wasn't supposed to be this way. I love you. I choose you. Your dad pursued me. I tried to stop it. Please don't throw away 7 years. I'm worried about you. Please just let me know you're okay. And Dad said, well, son, we need to talk, man to man. Your mother is devastated right now. This is destroying her. You're being selfish. Family forgives. That's what we do. Don't let your pride ruin everything. I'm still your father. And Mom says, please come home. We can work through this as a family. Your father is staying elsewhere. I need my son, please. Even some mutual friends are reaching out, clearly having heard some version of the events. I'm ignoring everyone. Carter, which is my old landlord, texted yesterday that Lena's belongings were picked up, so I guess that's just done. Work is work. I go in, do my job, leave, and Brill, she does check on me daily, Doesn't push, just lets me know that she's there. I told a few other people I'm going through some personal stuff and they're actually giving me some space. So, they probably think it's just the broken engagement, yeah, if only. The nights are the worst. I bought a bottle of whiskey and just sit back on the deck of the cabin staring into the woods, and sometimes I think about getting back into hunting. Haven't hunted since high school, but at least it would give me something to focus on besides replaying that Thursday morning over and over and over. Did she kiss me goodbye knowing what she was about to do when she texted about dinner? Was he already there? How many times did this happen in my bed? How many times did she make me breakfast after? How many family dinners did I sit through? Just, knowing, well, they played footsie under the table. Marissa says I'm grieving, that I need to mourn not just the relationship, but the future that I thought that I had. The kids Lena and I talked about in the family gatherings, growing old with someone, it's just all gone, out the window. She asked me to bring something to our next session that makes me happy. I couldn't even think of a single thing. Everything is connected to them, every happy memory is tainted. I gave her my login to this website so she could read my post and read all your responses. She says that it's good I'm writing it all out, getting support even if it is from strangers. I haven't been responding to friends, no. Reed has texted 12 times, and Talia from work left a voicemail. Even my buddy Jake from college reached out, but I can't. I mean, come on, what do I even say? Hey, sorry I've been MIA, my dad was messing around with my fiancée. The silence is better than explaining, better than the pity. 3 weeks since it's happened, and I still feel like I'm drowning, just with a better view now. Update number 3. This is the final update. 4 months later. Hey guys, it's been a while. Needed to step away from everything, even here, but I owe you guys the update. You saved me and nobody else would. First, the important stuff, the test results came back clean. I cried in my car like, relief. Sat there for 20 minutes just sobbing. A stranger knocked on my window to ask if I was okay. I wasn't, but said yes. The cabin has been my salvation. Threw myself into fixing it up. Turns out furnish means furniture from 1992 and refurbishment something slapped beige paint over everything in 1999. Started with small stuff. Fixing cabinets, patching holes, the big projects, and ripped out the moldy carpet and sanded and stained the hardwood underneath. So the internet's taught me everything except electrical and plumbing. I hired those because I'm not trying to burn down my sanctuary or deal with sewage. Anyways, still seeing Marissa weekly. She helps me more than I expected, taught me about complicated grief and when you're mourning people who were still alive. Helped me understand that the rage, it comes in waves and it's normal. That wanting to send the video to everyone some nights is normal. That crying over a song because Lena loved it is normal. That being unable to eat pancakes is normal. She pushed me to stop isolating. Said healing happens in connections, not isolation. It started small. Actually gave Brill real answers when she asked how I was instead of I'm fine. Told Talia at work and, condensed the version of course. And her response was, holy hell, you want to go get a drink? Well, we did, and it helped. Anyways, started responding to friends, coffee with Reed, beers with Jake, small doses. Didn't tell everyone everything. Just Lena cheated, weddings off, taking some time. Most people didn't push for the details. The ones who did, they got something with, like this. I said something like, it was with someone close. Doesn't really matter, I don't want to talk about it. Actually laughed at something Milo said last month. Real laughter. Not the fake crap that I've been doing. It surprised me. He was telling a story about a disastrous Tinder date and I just laughed. First time in 4 months. 2 weeks ago I did something either brave or stupid. I unblocked my mother and texted her. I said, would you be willing to meet and talk? She called immediately, crying before I even said hello, and we agreed to meet at a dinner near her house the next day. She looked terrible, like she's actually aged a decade in a 4-month period. Her gray at the root, she's always been religious about dyeing it. She lost weight, she had dark circles, and started crying the moment she saw me. She said, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. The apologies were pouring out, and she believed Dad and Lena's story because the alternate was too horrible to consider. She couldn't imagine they would do something so cruel. But that did not excuse what she said to me, how she failed me when I needed her most. So I told her the truth. You called me an abuser. You took their side without even asking mine. When I needed my mom, you weren't there. She sobbed harder. The waitress looked concerned at this point, and I ordered coffee for both of us just to make her go away. What happened after I left? Well, Mom explained. She went inside and confronted them. Dad tried to deny it at first, then shifted to it just happened, okay? It didn't mean anything. Lena just cried and kept saying she was sorry. Well, Mom kicked them both out right away, and Dad tried to argue, said it was his house too. Mom threatened to send the video to his work, his golf buddies, everyone, and he left. She filed for divorce the next week, and he's been staying with his brother, fighting her on the house, the assets, everything, making it ugly. She changed the locks and installed security cameras and said she can't believe she was married to a stranger for 28 years. We talked for an hour. About the affair, about how long it might have been going on, and about how every family memory feels poison now. About how she can't look at their wedding photos, and about how she threw away the birthday cards that he's given her over the years. About the therapy that she started. I told her about the cabin, about my therapy as well, about slowly rebuilding, but also about the damage, the trust issues, and just the way I can't date because the thought of trusting someone makes me physically sick. How I still can't eat pancakes and how I have to take a different route to work to avoid driving past the old apartments. Before I left, I was brutally honest. I don't know if I can fully forgive you. I don't know if we have the relationship we would before, but I'm willing to try, slowly on my terms. Well, she nodded, said that she would take whatever that I would give. As I stood to leave, she grabbed my hand. There's something you need to know, she said. My stomach dropped. What now? Was there more? Other affairs? Other lies? But this one broke me. Lena's pregnant. The room spun. I sat back down hard. She showed up at the house last week, looking for you, said she needs to tell you something important, that you blocked her and disappeared and that she had no one else to reach. And? She's 4 months along, she doesn't know if it's yours or his. I stared at the coffee cup, watched the cream swirl, thought about that Thursday morning, the pancakes, the kiss goodbye. 4 months ago would be right around then. She wanted me to give you her new number, said you deserve to know, said she would take a paternity test whenever you want. I said, did you? I told her to leave. Told her that she's done enough damage, but Owen, if that baby is yours... I know, Mom. I left the dinner and drove to my cabin. Sat on the back deck with a bottle of whiskey that I still love. Thought about a baby that might be mine or might be my father's. A child that would either be my son or daughter or my sibling. The thought of that made me physically ill, and I ran to the bathroom and threw up. What kind of Jerry Springer hell is this? It's been 2 weeks since Mom told me. I haven't reached out to Lena, haven't unblocked her. A part of me wants to know, part of me wants to pretend she does not exist. Part of me thinks about that kid growing up, someday finding out their origin story. Marissa says I don't have to decide right now, that I can take time to figure out what I can live with, what my conscience demands versus what my mental health can handle. The cabin is actually nice now, it feels like mine. Built a fire pit in the back, refinished the deck, fixed the spare room into a proper home office, even started hunting again. Got a small deer last month, felt good to be in the woods with a purpose. Beyond drinking whiskey and feeling sorry for myself. I reconnected with an old friend from school. He lives about an hour away, he never met Lena, doesn't know Dad beyond, that's Owen's father. Fresh start with someone who knew me before. We go fishing sometimes, I don't talk much, it's perfect. I'm not okay. Not sure when I will be, the betrayal still hits me at the weird moments. Heard this song in a grocery store and had to abandon my cart and leave. Saw a couple that looked like us from behind and had to pull over, but it's less often now. The waves are smaller, further apart. You know, Mom and I do text occasionally, surface level stuff. She sends photos of her garden and I send pictures of the cabin. We're trying. Haven't spoke to Dad since that day. He stopped trying to contact me after about 2 months. Good riddance. As for Lena and the pregnancy, I don't know. Maybe I'll demand a paternity test when it's born. Maybe I'll sign away rights regardless. Maybe I'll step up if it's mine. Maybe I'll disappear entirely right now. I'm just trying to get through each day. So thank you, Internet, for being there when my world exploded. For the harsh truth and the gentle support. For telling me to get tested, get therapy, and get out. For sharing your own stories so I felt less alone. When I lost everyone, you strangers kept me from drowning. You know, the other day I made myself eggs for breakfast. Not pancakes, may never eat those again, but eggs. Sat on my deck and watched the sunrise through the trees, and felt something I hadn't felt in months. Peace. Just for a moment, but it was there. That has to be enough for now. Anyways, I will not be updating again. And for those asking about the pregnancy, I genuinely don't know what I'll do. Every time I think I've decided, I change my mind. If you had asked me before what I would do in this situation, I would have said, get the test immediately. But living in it? It's different. That potential child is either my responsibility or a permanent reminder of the worst betrayal imaginable. How do you choose between those? How do you live with either? You know what? I'll figure it out, or I won't. Either way, I will survive it. Because the cabin, it has good bones. Turns out, so do I. See you guys.